Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, so for this one, it's another prison story. This is a prison story about me though, you know what I'm saying? A time when I almost took myself out the game, for real. Alright, so 6 months before your out date, you go see the parole board, right? When you go see the parole board, you got to be on your tip-top game, telling them all of the stuff they want to hear if you want to get a parole and get out of prison. So we all know as prisoners, hey, when your parole hearing coming, you better be to rehearsed your lines a million times, because you not talking right, they ain't gonna give you a parole. Just because a judge sentenced you to 10 to 20, that don't mean that you just got to do that 10 years. It's up to the parole board. The parole board can make you do that whole 20. That's why you have a tail. The tail is for the parole board to play with you. So you want to come correct when you go see them. You don't want nothing bad on your record. You want to know how to talk and, answer questions fluently. You got to be on your game. It's like a job interview. You know what I'm saying? So this was probably like a couple of weeks before I was going to see the parole board, and they slide a note under your door letting you know, hey, you got a parole hearing on such and such day. So I knew that I had a parole hearing coming, and this happened a couple of weeks before my parole hearing. So the whole time I was in prison, I told you I was gang banging and all that shit. I was into a lot of shit. I ain't give a fuck, because I was still young and wild. But by this time, I didn't walk my time down. I didn't grew up. I didn't drop my flag, all type of shit. I didn't jumped on the good side of the fence. I'm ready to come on now. So right before it was time to go see the parole board, here I am doing something stupid. So I got a bunkie. I had a bunkie named Bud. Shout out Bud from Ann Arbor. That was my boy. Man, I free that guy. He good dude. But he was my bunkie, and he doing life. He had killed the guy for his cousin or something. Something about a dude was bullying his cousin. He showed up on the scene, killed the nigga. Boom. They gave his ass life in prison for the shit. And he's still fighting it, trying to get back, but when they hand you them letters, that LIFE is pretty much done, or you gonna do about a good 20, 25 years before you end up getting your case overturned anyway. So he in there doing some time. So he in there for life, and he tell me like, hey, I got the Spud juice coming in. I pause. Let me tell y'all what Spud juice is. Spud juice is the prison version of alcohol. It consists of orange juice, I think like a little water. So I never made the shit. I just seen it, how it was done a couple times, and I really didn't even pay no mind, because that shit would get your ass cooked playing with that Spud juice. But it's spoiled fruits. So like oranges, what all did they put? I think apples, oranges, potatoes, shit like that. And basically they put all this shit in a big ass garbage bag, and they tie up the garbage bag. They tie it up real tight, and they let it sit in their locker for like a whole week. And you got to keep monitoring it, day after day. Like, it's some shit called, you got to burp the bag. You got to burp the bag every so often. Like I said, I'm not no pro at this shit. I never made it. I just know how it goes. So I might be off on a couple things. Hey, if y'all know what's all involved in the Spud juice concoction, go ahead, drop it in the comments. I really don't remember. It's been a long ass time, and I really wasn't on that shit. But here's the story. So anyway, with the Spud juice, you got to burp it every so often, probably like once or twice a day or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, you gotta burp it. And when you burp it, you open the bag and then do a burp, like, you know what I'm saying? Do an actual burp. And I think after that, you like tie it back up. You gotta let that shit cook for like a whole week. So all this spoiled fruit, orange juice, and tomatoes, all this shit in this damn garbage bag, tied up, spoiling, and all that shit, it turned into like an alcohol. You know what I'm saying? To where like if you drink it, you would get drunk off the shit, for real. And that's what they do in prison. That's how they get drunk in prison, off Spud juice. Is fucking spoiled fruit, potatoes, orange juice. And you gotta let that shit sit in your locker for a whole week. It gotta cook. Now that's a dangerous ass game, playing with that shit. Because police come do random searches all the time. And if they come do a random search in your room and you got a big ass garbage bag of Spud juice in your locker, that shit get your ass sent straight to the hole, catch a new case, all type of shit. Dangerous, contraband. Spud juice ain't nothing to play with. For real. Spud juice is like damn near like having a knife in prison. Spud juice is top tier wild shit to do in prison. You know what I'm saying? But if you successful with it, you can sell that shit and make a lot of money in there. Cause everybody want to get drunk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sober, don't got nothing going on, so they can pay for that shit. You know? So anyway, they had made the Spud juice, got everything ready. The plan was, Junebug told me he need me to help him move some of them Spud juice bottles from our building that we was in, the prison building that we was in. It was called C building. He needed me to help him move the bottles from C building to A building. So we need to move these bottles 2 buildings down. This is in August. It's literally like 95 degrees outside. And in prison, they give you these state penitentiary coats. They real thin windbreakers, but it's your coat. Big blue and orange coat. Like, you can't be missed in that damn coat. So the thing is, if we gonna slide past the police on the yard and the police in the units, we gotta wear a coat. In the middle of the summer cooking, we gotta wear coats to move these bottles from building to building. So I'm with him because, you know, I'm down like that. I'm like, all right, come on. So I threw like 10 bottles in both sleeves of my coat, like no lie. Bottles of that shit. So I had like 20 bottles of Spud juice, no lie. So I go walk down from C building to A building on some gangster shit. Like, man, I'm about to get this shit off, go back to the unit, go chill. Oh no, it wasn't that simple. So by the time I got to B building, which was in between my building and the building I had to get to, a cop spotted me. He like, hey, you with that big ass coat on, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, it's 95 degrees, it's hot as fuck, and I'm out there with a damn coat on. So I'm looking suspicious, you know? This ain't the free world where you can wear a coat out here and people will look at you like, oh, that motherfucker crazy. Nah, you wearing a coat in there in the summer, nigga, they about to tackle your ass because you got a bomb strapped to yourself or something. What type of time you on, you know? So when he spotted me, I dipped behind that building because I heard him and he started coming towards me. So I had dipped behind that little building. You know, it's like a little, damn, what can you say? Basically, it's a little back way, you know, to this building. So I dipped down the little back way. Dipped, took the coat off real quick. All the bottles and shit is in the coat. I threw the coat in the bushes. Boom. Threw the coat in the bushes. I walk off. I'm back on the walkway, walking with all the prisoners like ain't nothing happened. The cop come grab me. Nah, it was you. I seen you, what you did, blah, blah, blah. You took your coat off right there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, that ain't my coat. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, blah, blah, blah. So he called up 30 cops. They all came to the scene. They looking at the coat. I'm like, oh, shit. This about to jack my parole, you know, before I can even see the damn parole board. I'm about to get hit with Spud juice. They gonna cook me, you know. I was so hurt. I couldn't believe it. But the way how the cops played it, they like, well, since you technically didn't catch him with the coat on, we can't charge him with that, you know. So the way how they played it was, they came back to me, they was like, look, you know, you tried some slick shit, but this is what we gonna do. It was like, we gonna take you back to your unit and we gonna search your room. And if you got just a drip of Spud juice in your room, we're gonna charge you with all them bottles. I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right, man, fuck you. So they cuffed me, walked me down to my unit, and they stood me there right in front of my cell door. And the cop asked me again. He was like, hey, look, I'm gonna give you one more chance. He was like, if you just go ahead and admit it's you, we'll let it go. But if you don't admit it's you, and we go in your room, we find these bottles, we're gonna charge you with them. So basically, he was trying to squeeze me into saying that, that it was me and all that shit. I'm like, hey, it wasn't me. I don't know. So he's like, all right, we go in here, we find the bottle, you eat. I'm like, all right. So my bunkie was, in there laying on the bed. I'm like, I gave him that knife, he gave me that knife back, like he took care of it. So I'm like, big, he had got the bottles up out here before the police even came. So I'm smiling ear to ear the whole time. They go, tear the room up. I ain't find the bottle. The cop, he walked up to me. He like, look, man, you got away. He was like, you real lucky. It was like, all right, you free. They let me go. They all walked away. I don't know what they did with the shit, but they charged them bottles to the game, and it was done and over. But I almost jacked my parole before I could even get it. Fucking with some damn Spud juice for a nigga that's doing life that ain't going nowhere. And I'm about to go home. Listen to me. If you got loved ones that be in prison getting flopped and shit like that, this could be one of the reasons why they got flopped. Because damn near every inmate in there play with the Spud juice. And if you get caught with that shit, it's an automatic flop. Even if you people don't tell you about it. Everybody be in there playing with that damn juice. It's a lot of ways you could jack wreck in prison. And that's why a lot of niggas don't come on when they supposed to. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.